Hello, everypony. And as you can see, yes, I'm still alive. Yeah. Now, you're probably wondering why it's taken me so long to upload a video, actually. Well, as much as I hate to say it, it's mainly because of school, but also because when I do have the time, I usually just don't want to do it. And I'm trying to force myself to do it. But with that out of the way, let's have a serious discussion. So, for the first time ever, we're actually going to go back into my background. I know. It's been forever since we used this old thing. Anyways, so, as you guys might know, Season 9 is going to be the last season of Friendship is Magic. And I thought to myself, what's the best way to accept it? How about I come up with how I want the season to end, the series to end as a whole? This might be a bit unlikely, but it would be really awesome. So, fanfic writers, if this doesn't become reality, get onto this because I'm not the best fanfic writer. I'm not the best anything. Anyways, let's begin, right? So, here's a list, I guess. Obviously, this is something I feel like has to happen. There has to be Alicorn Starlight Glimmer, okay? Now, I know it was really controversial when Twilight became an Alicorn, and some people are beginning to hate Auntie Glim Glam, but I really feel like it's setting up for that. I mean, that one episode, and I mean, anyways, yeah, Alicorn Starlight, okay? That needs to be a thing. I can just tell it's being set up, you know? Because if you think about it, she's currently where Twilight was with Celestia, and it would make sense in terms of a story arc if it... And you'll see more of that kind of thing, book ending, when we get to later. Another thing. Fluttercord will be confirmed as canon. Okay? And while we're on confirming shipping... Now, the reason that I love this ship so much is because the ship names are so adorable. The ship names are Starburst for that, and Sunlight. And also, it just kind of makes sense, you know? Because at first, everyone was all like, oh, that's so ridiculous. Why would you turn so evil because your friend moved away? Well, I don't know. Maybe they were more than... And I personally just think it kind of makes sense. Also, fun fact, when we first met Sunburst, I totally thought it was going to be like some kind of Gilderoy Lockhart thing where, like, he actually wasn't a wizard. He was just like a guy. He was just like a bum. And I think that was kind of the case. Anyways, so, yes. Now we're going to fast forward a bit to a kind of 10 years later sort of dealio, right? And this is where things get kind of dramatic. So, we see they're out there, you know, all chatting and stuff in Canterlot and stuff. And then we see then we see the outline of another alicorn, tall. Then we see they've got red hair. and they're reading a book. And then they walk by two graves, one that's got a sun on top and one that's got a moon. We then see the identity of this pony. It's Fausticorn. Then, as she walks by the graves, flowers appear. And she says, voiced by Lauren Faust, old alicorns never really die. They just fade away. Which is inspired by that one MacArthur quote, that the Douglas MacArthur quote being, old soldiers never die, they just fade away. And then, as she walks by, we see a close-up of the book. That's right. It's the very same book from the first episode. And then we see it close. And then the credits play. And it's not the usual happy, upbeat theme song. It's a much more slow and reflective version. Something that really allows you to think about the emotion and makes you realize that even if things change, it might be for the better. And that even if it's for the worst, you can always just remember the good times you had. And that would be the ultimate lesson of friendship. What to do when your friends aren't there. You can remember the good times. I know this might seem a bit overdramatic, but we have to realize something. We are very fortunate now that we live in an era where when shows have finales, they're usually like actual finales that wrap things up, as opposed to back in the olden days of the 60s when, say, Hogan's Heroes got canceled. It just kind of ended, you know? There was no real series finale back then. And that's just something that we take for granted now, is that we can have these kinds of things. But even if the series ends, who's to say that the community will die? I mean, we don't even know if Season 9 is actually the final season. I mean, personally, I think that if they were going to end, it'd make more sense to me if they end on an even number. But that's just because I'm kind of oddist, I guess. Yeah, I'm prejudiced against odd numbers, even though I was born on an odd number date. It just seems weird to only have 9 seasons, you know? I mean, 10 just feels more conclusive, you know? But, I mean, I'm sure they have reasons. And I mean, lots of people think that all reboots are bad. Now, even I can agree that Modern Powerpuff Girls is probably... Well, Lauren Faust isn't dead, so she wouldn't be rolling. She's rolling in her... I don't know... couch. Okay, that came out wrong. Well, you know, she would be rolling in her grave if she was dead, which she is not. Actually, let me just check it, see if she even had anything to do with the new Powerpuff Girls, because... Oh, well, technically the Powerpuff Girls were actually created by Craig McCracken, but... yeah. Craig McCracken had nothing to do with this. So... yeah, I mean... Oh. Yeah, the original cast didn't like it. I mean, yeah, even I think it's bad. And keep in mind, I defend Teen Titans Go, and even I am willing to say that it's bad. I also tried to watch the new Magic School Bus series, and I couldn't make it through the first episode. It was just... I'm not sure what it is. It just felt like I tried to when I realized the episode was technically trying to provide commentary on fans of the old show that didn't like the new that weren't a fan of the new show, because the concept was about Arnold not wanting change, but at the same time the characters, they just look too different, you know? It's a case of not being ready to adapt to new animation styles. And the theme song, at first I was a bit disappointed that they did not use the original, but I mean, Lin-Manuel, who, funnily enough, I used to think was a girl, but anyways, it's not that he's a bad singer, it's just when I want to hear the Magic School Bus theme, I want to hear Little Richie, I don't want to hear Alexander Hamilton. Please don't kill me, Hamilton fans. I'm just saying. Yeah. But not all reboots are bad. I mean, just look at DuckTales 2017. That was one of... I mean, keep in mind, that show was actually, I think, in some cases, better than the original DuckTales, which almost never happens. Anyways, yeah. See you next time I can get off my fat flank and upload a video. See ya.